Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs, distinguished personalities, staff and management of YAD, affiliated youth groups, and all protocols are observed. Good evening to you all. On behalf of the staff and management of YAD and Fambutek, which is based in Berlin, Germany, and which I practically represent, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the Youth Unification March as well as the award ceremony 2022. We first launched this program in the year 2013 as a component of the youth sensitization campaign against ethnic voting, religious and cultural discriminations funded by the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, UNAOC, which is based in New York. Since then, it has become one of our traditional activities through which we foster sociocultural cohesion and peaceful coexistence among the youth in Kenema municipality. We have decided to celebrate it on the 19th and 20th December every year. My dearest youth, COVID-19 and the Russian-Ukraine war have adversely affected the world economies. Wealthy nations have instituted austerity and preventive measures to protect their own citizens. Consequently, many corporates and bilateral donors have decided to support projects that internally serve their own people. This is because they also have poor people, they have destitute who actually live on begging. The falling crumbs from the donor tables now reach the starving NGOs and CBOs such as YAD in Africa, mostly with many strings such as innovative solutions to poverty, climate change, gender equality, etc. attached to it, which turns every applicant into a mere gambler, since the chances of getting such funds are more lower than winning a lottery. Some of them come with co-funding prerequisites, knowing fully well that all charitable organizations in Africa do not actually have money to co-fund projects. If someone gives you 60% of the project, they will tell you to pay the rest. That means either your staff are going to start during the implementation, or in fact, you have to go out of your way to trust or borrow money from banks. Sadly, the Sierra-Leone economy is among those walloped, forcing business enterprises to either shut down or exponentially increase the prices of essential commodities to catch up with the spirally depreciating rate of leones to USD. The years 2021 and 2022 have recorded more increments in prices of basic commodities such as rice and petroleum products than any other year in the country's history. The central government is now sandwiched between delivering on its electoral promises such as infrastructural development, combating corruption in high places, improving the quality of education, creating jobs for the youth on one hand, and resisting the adverse socioeconomic effects of the COVID-19 and Russian-Ukraine war on another. Some ill-motivated citizens have even used the situation to trigger fracas in peaceful communities. We have witnessed a purported peaceful protest against the hike of price in basic commodities culminate into a bloody theater that saw many compatriots dead, including uniformed men, and billions worth of properties touched to ashes, including police stations. That was what exactly we witnessed on the 10th August this year. It was also a slap in the face of we, the peace builders, we, the conflict scholars, we who are fighting very hard to maintain peace in post-conflict Sierra Leone. The harsh and unpredictable natural weather leading to frequent environmental disasters is another challenge our country faces. Even though global warming is a general blame that every country, every nation can share, but the aggressive deforestation, selfish and reckless constructions, and haphazard country planning are significant causes of the frequent environmental disasters our country is currently facing. While the subsistence farmer cannot predict when and where to cultivate anymore, most city dwellers now go to bed praying to Allah for protection from the potential debris of precarious neighborhood homes, because no one knows when the next house is going to collapse. If you live on top of the hill in Freetown, then someone else is living above you, then you go to bed with fear for yourself and for your kids. When you think about what happens at Regent, I think nobody wants to experience that again. Yet, people are still constructing on those hilltops. They defy warnings from environmental professionals. The lack of sincere patriotism and genuine love for our nation has just led many compatriots to erect dwelling homes where only boats should be living. Many city dwellers, particularly in Freetown, comfortably dispose of home garbage and debris in shallow drainages that directly end at our beautiful beaches, where Western tourists are supposed to come and actually walk to witness our country's peaceful tropical flora and fauna. Perhaps the attitudinal and behavioral change campaign, which was launched by the erstwhile government, would have been one of the most beautiful policies to be witnessed in this country, if only the concept was able to change anything behind the pages on which it was written. As everyone struggles to resist the harsh reality of life, the three ominous signs of ungodliness are now evident in the behavioral patterns of many people. 1, they do not fulfill promises. 2, they lie with impunity. 3, they deceive those who trust them. Generally, we have now become a nation that takes credit for disseminating embarrassing images of our country and suppresses positive ones. If you want to attract likes to your Facebook post, the image must come with, the message must come with a disgraceful headline or nude images portraying how terrible our country is and how poor our country is and how terrible our leaders are. Yes, this is true. We might have bad leaders, we might have bad situation in our country, but portraying it in the social media every day, telling potential investors out there or donors not to invest in your country, I think this is unpatriotic. This is the bad way of using the social media. When our fellows struggle to climb the ladder of success, we grab their legs to pull them down instead of propping and pushing them up to succeed fast. When we meet our compatriots in ghastly accident, instead of rushing to their rescue, we either cut away with their valuables or turn into camera crews to actually video the scene and then send it viral to spoil the happy mood of thousands of viewers in the world. Oh, yes. Yes. It is high time we accepted the truth that something terrible is wrong with our sociocultural landscape, which no amount of prayers can change soon. Because prayers without action is senseless vigil. Verily, Allah will not change the condition of a nation until they change themselves. That is written in the Holy Quran, chapter 13, verse 11. Also, in the Holy Bible, in Proverbs 27, verse 19, it is clearly written that as in water, face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects man. We need to save ourselves with a robust attitudinal and behavioral change policy enforced by an honest, patriotic, and God-fearing judiciary system. Many girls are fleeing the country as domestic workers in the Middle East, often abandoning their beloved ones, including children. No sooner they arrive than they start crying foul of domestic abuse and human rights violations by Arab employers, regretfully soliciting repatriation support from our cash-strapped government. The boys have coined the word temporon. Temporon simply means to trek through the dreadful Sahara Desert and the Mediterranean Sea in search of greener pasture in Europe. The few lucky ones who make it beyond the sea soon face the gallows of institutional and racial barriers that aggressively exclude them from all they had hoped for, which reminded them of the saying that there is no place like home. Oh yes, my brothers and sisters, this is true. There is no place like home. And Sierra-Leone is all that we have. Some of those who could not make it to leave the country are brainwashed into troublemakers by ill-motivated elites. Thus, the youth need a sincere, conceivable, and realistic rescue plan that makes them regain confidence in their homes, feel at home, be safe at home, be happy at home, love to be at home, and proud to be Sierra Leoneans. You can just imagine how disgraceful it is that some of us leave Sierra Leone to seek refuge abroad. Economic refuge, I call it. All of us are the diaspora. We're not proud of showing that, in fact, we are citizens of other countries. How disgraceful is that? I know other nations here in Germany who never ever give up their citizenship, because some countries have to give up their citizenship before ever they obtain German citizenship. The Germans don't allow dual citizenship for too many countries. Unfortunately, we are actually proud to be Germans. Do I look like a German? Look at me. I'm just one poor boy from one village called Matakan, or Guillaume or Kenema. I'm so happy to hail from those villages, because when I go there, nobody asks me for visas. Nobody asks me when are you going to return back home. Nobody asks me for document. I feel free being there. Unfortunately, I can't even sleep there because there is no electricity, no safe drinking water, no habitable home. Meanwhile, what about the positive and visionary thinkers among the youth who want to be the role models of our society? Are they just standing by and doing nothing, sitting on the fence, waiting for the fairy tale leadership our speakers always promise them, that youth are the future leaders? The answer is a big no. The answer is no. Because many youth are working hard to complement the central government's efforts. in responding to the prevailing social, political, and economic situations in diverse ways. While some ride Okada to feed their families, some even work at wash cars, some work in artisan workshops to upkeep themselves. Others are active in indigenous community development initiatives such as YAD, which strives to effect positive social changes in hard-to-reach communities across the Eastern region. My dearest audience, the young and energetic staff and management of YAD were able to complement efforts of our government on diverse fronts throughout the year 2022. Some of the projects they implemented included community hygiene and sanitation project, which provided 49 blocks of toilets with 245 squat holes for rural dwellers. They also provided cost-free, I repeat, cost-free vocational and technical training at the Youth Resource Academy, which is just based at the back of this building. And the beneficiaries were mainly girls. They are also working to foster peace and social cohesion in both in urban and rural areas through the construction of community centers and training of beneficiaries in traditional and conflict management. They are also eradicating hunger and poverty for subsistence farmers in rural areas through agriculture and food security projects. The impact of those projects are not only measured by internal subjective assessment carried out by project staff themselves, but also by objective, professional, independent extra consultant hired by donor partners abroad. In this year, a comprehensive ex-post evaluation was conducted by an international development consulting firm based in Bremen, Germany, which evaluated our project with support of the government and people of the Federal Republic of Germany. We also received the outgone German ambassador to Sierra Leone, His Excellency Horst Gruner, who visited our project site in June 2022 to witness the impact we have created together in Sierra Leone. Horst Gruner told us that this is the first time he has ever spent complete 2 days with an organization outside Freetown. This organization, YAD, has created a very strong platform for youth to participate in community building. Currently, for your information, Mr. Minister of Youth Affairs, YAD is the NGO lead for Kenema District, regardless of the fact that all the staff are young people. But they are the NGO lead in Kenema District. They represent other NGOs at the District Development Coordination Committee, the DDCC, which is formed by the central government. And we were actually unanimously selected by other NGOs to represent them because they trust us and they see the impact we are creating in this region. And we are the host and chair of interagency forum meetings, which take place directly under this roof. Against the above backdrop, and on behalf of the staff and the management of YAD and the underprivileged youth across Kenema City and Kenema District in general, or the Eastern region in general, we are passionately appealing to the central government through NICON and the Ministry of Youth Affairs to please support us in this venture. Everybody knows that our Youth Resource Academy, YRA, which is situated at the back of this building, and most of the youth here are the students, is one of the well-constructed and well-equipped vocational training institutions in this region, and it is directly supporting President Bio's free quality education agenda as we provide training in dressmaking, cosmetology, catering and hospitality management, secretarial training, ICT, screen printing and designing, fitness and sport. We are doing that all free of cost. The only department that take money on cost recovery is the fitness and the ICT. But the rest is free. You may be surprised to learn that we have been actually managing this with money from our own funds. We actually pay the teacher. We have up to 16 teachers, and the schools currently have up to 100 to 200 students. We have been and are still managing it, but we can't continue without government support. It is too much for us. That can cripple the institution if we continue like that for the next years. It would be a shame and slap in our faces to tell the donors out there that, hey, you have helped us to construct and equip the facility, but we couldn't continue because our government, which has free quality education and youth empowerment as its flagship programs, could not support us. This message is going really, really to you, Mr. Minister of Youth Affairs. We have been here working very hard to complement your effort. We have no intention to gain anything out of it. We are just doing this because this is Sierra Leone. This is our home. It is our responsibility to build this country. That is why we are not waiting for government to provide for us. We are using the little education we have to create impact in our own localities. We think it is high time now you come to our head. My dearest youth, my brothers and sisters, as we prepare to celebrate Christmas and New Year in few days' time, and we prepare to go to the poll by mid-2023, we would like to use this platform to reiterate our usual message of peace and unity with special slogans. Think out of the box. Stop using harmful drugs, especially kush. Think out of the box. Stop using harmful drugs, especially kush. We know that you are using those drugs out of frustration about your life. But this is not a good remedy. Please stop it now before it ruins your future. Our second slogan is think and act positively. Stop domestic and political violence. Think and act positively, please. Stop domestic and political violence. If someone disturbs your peace or you find yourself in life-threatening situation, please go to the police or local authorities. Or you may also seek advice from YAD. YAD has a conflict mediation and resolution platform for the youth. We have a whole peace mediation center situated at the second floor of this building. If you go there, you can see that we are just using that facility to mediate peace. Please do not respond to violence with violence. An eye for eye principle can only make the whole world blind. Our third and final slogan is love one another. Stop tribalism. Stop discriminations. Please. Let us just see each other as Sierra Leoneans, not as Timini, Fula, Mende, Madingo, etc. Let us stop discriminating against each other because we don't speak the same tribe, or we don't hail from the same region, or we don't belong to the same political party, or we don't go to the same church or mosque. Let us see one another as one great nation called Sierra Leone. You shall never know how important it is to be patriotic and love your home until you leave the country. When you fly out of Sierra Leone, that is the time you will realize that, in fact, all those immigration principles, including visa, etc., is security measures. But security against what? If I am flying really to Europe or to any country, what security threat do you think I pose? Or if you are flying out of Sierra Leone, which security threat are you going to pose? They are only doing this because they want to protect their own citizens economically, politically, and socially. Some countries even ask you to produce medical certificate to show that, in fact, you are not sick going to their countries. Can you imagine? That is all love for their own people. That is why you have boundaries all over the world. between countries. It is just love, protection for their own people. As you prepare for Christmas in 5 days and New Year in 12 days from now, I would like to seize this moment to wish you all Merry Christmas and joyous and prosperous 2023 in advance. I don't need to remind you always that I love you so much. And I have been, I am, and I shall ever remain to be your brother, Siman Safui. Thank you so much for listening.